For the last 2 months, I've been cutting weights, but things have not really been going to plan. You see, for the first 5 weeks, I barely lost 5 pounds. And on a plan that I wanted to lose 2 pounds per week, that just wasn't anywhere near the goal. So after some adjustments, I've been able to lose 6 pounds in the last 3 weeks, which you may think puts me right back on pace. Well, I'm about to risk that entirely with what I'm going to do today. But before we get into that, let me update you guys on my current physique. It's been 2 months since you guys have seen me shirtless and a month since we've done this series in general. So I've made a lot of progress, made a lot of updates. I'm excited to share it with you guys, starting with the physique. Now this is actually the lightest you guys have ever seen me. I'm down 11 pounds, I'm 226. You guys have never seen me sub 230. And while I'm certainly not really where I want to be, I'm definitely in a lot better place than where I was. Biggest weak points are still my chest, my hips, and my lower back. But compared to where I was 2 months ago, I wouldn't say I'm ecstatic, but I'm definitely happier. Now you're probably thinking something we're all thinking, and let me address that. The thing we're probably all thinking is, Jimmy, you look like you've lost weight, but do you actually look better? And that is what we're going to be addressing today. For the last 11 weeks, I have been in an aggressive, hard cut. And I have lost weight, but do you know what else I've lost? I've lost gym progress, I've lost strength, I've lost a lot of mental confidence. So today, we're going to be doing our first ever refeed. What does that mean? We are increasing our calories by 600. We are going to go carb heavy. We are going to do a lot to hopefully try and replenish my body, make it so I don't look as flat, make it so I feel more energized. Now, what does that actually mean, and why is it potentially a problem? Well, like I said, this is my first ever refeed. I've never done this before, and I'm increasing my calories for one day by 600 calories. I finally got back on pace. I'm finally losing 2 pounds per week again, and I'm potentially throwing that off by adding 600 calories. But I need this. I need more energy. I need my lifts to be better. So that is the risk I'm willing to take, and I'm gonna walk you through everything I'm going to eat on this extra 600 calorie refeed day. Ironically enough, we're actually starting with a meal with almost no carbs, but this is a typical classic. I already eat this every day, regardless of a refeed. This is 600 calories, 110 grams of protein. 110 for chicken tenders. I mean, that's about as ideal of a meal as it gets. Now, is this a special meal for the refeed? Like I said, no. So we really don't need to break it down that much. All we need to know is that I'm eating 3,000 calories today, and I'm getting over half of my protein from just 600 of the calories, which saves me 2,400 to go in on carbs, which we're going to get into in my next meal. Now it is time to tap into the carbs. For the regulars on this channel, you'll think this meal looks pretty familiar. We've got creamy rice with milk. Now, if you've watched my previous video, what I eat in a day on a cut, you would know that this seems like a familiar meal. However, we typically only do 3 scoops. Today we're gonna do 5 servings. And that's not it either. As an extra carb boost to completely cheese the system, we're gonna be adding honey as well. So let's get that prepared. Look at the quantity of that. It has been so long since I've had a big meal where I'm actually gonna be genuinely full. I am looking forward to this so much. Look at how much food I get, y'all. I am like a kid at Christmas right now. And I can probably predict what a lot of you are thinking. Jimmy, we just saw what you look like. There is no way you need this many carbs. There's no way you need a refeed. Well, I don't necessarily blame you for thinking that, but my performance in the gym has gone down a lot. I feel pretty deflated, pretty slow, pretty just like exhausted a lot of the time. It's been 8 hard weeks. Even though it didn't really go to plan the first 5 weeks, it's been 8 hard weeks. So I'm really just experimenting with this. I mean, I'm still technically in a deficit. It's just not nearly as extreme as a typical day is. And I mean, worst case scenario, it sets me back like a couple days. Like it's really just an experiment, but I'm really excited to see, one, how it like immediately impacts my physique. So at the end of the day, we'll do another physique check, just like a comparison side by side, see if there's any immediate results. And then I'm really excited to see what it does for my performance in the gym, especially in this coming week. So hopefully these big meals, all these carbs, they've got a lot in store for me, and let's break down what's in this bowl. So this bowl has 162 grams of carbs and 34 grams of protein. Now, to be clear, on a normal cutting day, I eat 237 grams of carbs total. So this bowl is only 60 grams less than my entire cutting day. I am so excited for this. But this isn't the only carb change that we're making today. So let's get into the next meal. In this bowl is the typical amount of potato I have in a day. Weighed to the exact gram, 350 grams. Today, I'm going to be including an extra 150 grams, which puts me at 500 grams of potato. Now, it's not anything glamorous. You're probably actually like rolling your eyes at the screen, like, wow, that's your addition to this meal? Like I said, I'm not trying to go crazy. It's only an extra 600 calories, and I want it all in carbs. No more fat, no more protein. I don't need that. I just want carbs. So we're adding it as clean and as cohesively as possible. The second to last meal of the day, another carb-heavy meal, 800 calories, 107 grams of carbs. It also is where we supplement our fat with the avocado, and it has 55 grams of protein. This is honestly really well-rounded, yet 107 grams of carbs. This meal, I believe, is gonna put me at a square 2,000 calories on the day, which leaves us with 1,000 calories for the last meal. Let's get into the last meal of the day. The last meal of the refeed, you know we had to save the best for last. We have 3 English muffins with 50 grams of honey and 40 grams of peanut butter. By far my favorite meal. Again, this is another classic on the cut, except I only do 2 English muffins, 40 grams of peanut butter, and only 20 grams of honey. So the final totals of this meal and the entire day, let me read them off to you. This meal was 800 calories, 16 grams of protein, 22 grams of fat, and 122 grams of carbs, bringing my total to the day of about 3,000 calories, 215 grams of protein, 50 grams of fat, and 409 grams of carbs for my refeed. Very successful day, and like always, we're gonna have our motivational speech, but I'm only gonna keep this short and sweet because this is not the end of the video like usual. So let's get into that, and then we can get into how my physique changed over the course of the day. So the theme for the motivational speech of the day, short and sweet, is that when you quit, when you give up, the only person that you are letting down is yourself. And as always, I like to give myself as an example. So like I said, this cut has really been going really poorly. The first 5 weeks, I only lost 5 pounds. Mentally, I was just distraught. It's been probably 8 months since I've genuinely liked what I looked in the mirror. I was looking forward so much to this cut, and it just didn't go as planned. And honestly, like, I had no motivation to do anything. I didn't want to keep going to the gym. My progress was going down. I didn't want to keep cutting. It wasn't working. I didn't want to do anything. But the matter of the fact is, had I given up, nobody would care. Like, realistically, nobody would care. You guys wouldn't care. Nobody would really care if I gave up and I just ate whatever and I just let myself go, oh, who cares about my goals? You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody really would care. But the only person I'd be letting down is myself. I set the goal. I set whatever I wanted to achieve. And if I stopped cutting, if I stopped going to the gym, if I just gave up, I'm just letting myself down. I'm letting my future self down. Nobody else but me. And I say that in the fact of, you can set these goals, you can set these parameters, you can tell them to other people to help keep you accountable. But realistically, you are the only person that can keep yourself accountable. You are the only person that truly 100% cares about all of your goals, and you are the only person that if you reach your goals, will actually have a 100% realized gain from you reaching that goal. You control your goals. You are the only person you let down if you do not continue striving for your goals. And that is my motivational speech for the day. I'm going to get into this last meal, get it down. I've been looking forward to this all day, and then we will get into my physique, then we'll call it a video. Catch y'all in a second. Realistically, I don't expect to look much different than just normal body fluctuation throughout the day, but like I said, this is my first ever refeed, so I guess we'll find out together how much different I look. Let's get into it. Here's just my normal, slightly flexed. No idea if I look different. I do feel slightly better, I suppose. Like I actually feel better flexing my muscles, if you will. Maybe that's just placebo. I genuinely have no idea. But I've got one more thing in store for you guys. We're not just gonna pose here. We're gonna get a sneak peek preview, a little before and after, from now to the end of the cut in ideal lighting. Here we are. Well, I definitely don't look perfect. And honestly, I might not even say that I look good. But we are getting close to the end. We've got 5 more weeks on the cut, and we will finally be done. So to all of you that watched all the way to the end, I really appreciate you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.